I'm Jamie Werner, Forest Programs Director with the Aspen Center for Environmental Studies, also known as ACES. Today I'm going to give you a tutorial on the various functions provided by our new Forest Forecast website at forestforecast.org. This interactive tool, developed in partnership with scientists from the University of Arizona, takes millions of tree species records and combines them with the most cutting-edge climate models to produce high-resolution animations of what the future forest of the American West will look like under various climate change scenarios. To use the site, you first select one of 100 western tree species here on the upper left of the website. For this example, we're going to use quaking aspen, but there are 100 species available. As always on the site, there are these blue dots with a question mark. If you have any questions, you can click on them for more information. So we've selected our tree species, quaking aspen. The next step is to choose a climate scenario. In this model, we have two options, the best case climate scenario or the worst case climate scenario. The best case scenario has humanity drastically reducing carbon emissions by the end of this century. It's a peak and decline model where emissions continue up in their current path and then eventually make a drastic reduction. The worst case climate scenario is, unfortunately, the path that we are currently on, which has emissions continuing to increase dramatically from now until 2100. With that increase of emissions comes rises in global temperature, which has drastic implications for forest distribution in the American West. For this example, I'm going to use the worst case climate scenario. Now that I've selected a tree species and a climate scenario, I click this Load It button to load my map. This shows the current distribution of aspen trees throughout the American West in kind of a Weather Channel style view. The darker green colors indicate where you're very likely to find quaking aspen in the American West, while the lighter colors indicate low likelihood of aspens in that area. Now that we've loaded our current map, we can use the plus and minus buttons here on the left to manually click through decade by decade from now until 2081 to show species distributions of aspens through time under the worst case climate scenario. Alternatively, you can click the play button and the species distributions will automatically animate and cycle through current to 2081. Under the worst case climate scenario, as you can see, there are drastic reductions in aspen tree distribution throughout the American West. At any time, you can pause the animation, so we're currently at our current state for aspen forests, and click the minus button to go directly between now and 2080 to really highlight that change. Now, it's not all gloom and doom. We as humanity have a choice as to what we want our future forests to look like, as demonstrated by our best case and our worst case climate scenarios. Currently on our screen, we have aspen distribution for the year 2080 under the worst case scenario. To switch to the best case scenario, you need only click on best case and click Load It. As you can see, under the best case scenario, we do not lose near as many aspen trees as we do under the worst case scenario, modeled here. So there you have it, best case, and now worst case. What do you want your future forest to look like? Now that we have the basics, there are different ways that we can view these maps using the five buttons on the upper right-hand corner of your screen. The first one, the magnifying glass, allows you to zoom in to a location of your choice, be it your backyard or a treasured landscape. For this example, we are going to use Aspen, Colorado, where ACES is located. So I've typed in Aspen, Colorado, and I hit enter. And our map will zoom in to our beloved little mountain town. Now it's kind of hard to see things from this close up, so you can zoom and even tilt your view using your mouse or trackpad. To zoom out using a mouse, simply use your mouse wheel to zoom in and out. If you're using a trackpad, you only need to do a 2-finger swipe up and down on your trackpad to zoom in or out. Now we can also tilt our map to view them in 3D. Using a mouse, you just click in the middle of your mouse and drag to get a 3D view of your landscape. If you're using a trackpad, you need only hold down the control button on your keyboard and click and drag to get that view. So here we have Aspen, Colorado's iconic ski areas, and we can see how our aspens are expected to fare over time. I'll go ahead and click play. As we watch, we can see that darker green moving higher up in elevation on these mountains in response to a warming climate. We see then habitat suitability decreasing for aspen down in town and increasing towards the tops of the mountains. Now, when you're flying around in 3D, it's kind of easy to get lost. You can always use the second button with the home icon in the upper right-hand corner to zoom back out to your default zoomed out view of the Western United States. There's some other options for viewing your maps as well. The third button allows you to switch between a globe or a flat map view. The fourth button allows you to change the background of your image. So say all these city names and state lines are getting in the way of viewing your forest. You can turn off the labels so that you just see a satellite image of the Western United States. If you're the kind of person who gets lost easily, you can even change it to a road map by clicking the fourth button and changing it to a road map, like so. And at any time, if you forget how to zoom or fly around or tilt, you can always click on this question mark button on the upper right, and it'll give you directions for both your mouse and your trackpad. Visitors to forestforecast.org can also delve deeper into the scientific analysis coming out of this modeling work using the 3 green buttons in the upper right-hand corner of your screen: Forest Change, Forest Loss, and Loss Services. By clicking on any of these, you can explore in both text and graph form exactly what's expected to happen to various forest types throughout the American West. Now you have the basics to use forestforecast.org. For more information on this project or to explore ACES forest initiatives further, please visit Aspen Center for Environmental Studies website at aspennature.org.